Stand by for a transmission from DX Central. This broadcast is not a test. To confirm reception, please tune your radio to any AM or FM frequency and report your observations during this transmission. Again, this is not a test. Stand by for a transmission from DX Central. This broadcast is not a test. To confirm reception, please tune your radio to any AM or FM frequency and report your observations during this transmission. Again, this is not a test.
DX Central Live is brought to you in part by...
From the pages of its DX Monitor member bulletin, members of the International Radio Club of America share their domestic and international AM/DX loggings. In its Mexican log, a wealth of information can be found of stations from south of the border. Technical guides, sunrise, sunset maps, and more make the IRCA a must-join for any AM/DXer. For more information, log on to ircaonline.org. That's ircaonline.org. While the HF bands can be filled with entertaining and intriguing transmissions, how do you know when and where to look? Let Teague Publishing's Global Radio Guide lead the way. In addition to its exhaustive list of time and frequency for international broadcasters, radio hobby icon Gail Van Horn brings you equipment reviews, an SDR buyer's guide, feature articles, and more. Pick up your copy today. Visit teakpublishing.com for more information. That's teakpublishing.com. Since 1933, the National Radio Club has been serving AMDXers while providing some of the most in-depth information in the hobby. From the annual NRC AM log, a must-have reference for domestic station information, to antenna design reference manuals, and of course, the DX News Member Bulletin, which is filled with station information updates, domestic and international loggings, and a whole lot more. Become a member today. For more information, log on to nationalradioclub.org. That's nationalradioclub.org.
Through crashes of static in quiet hours, we listen. In languages we can scarcely understand, and of places we have only visited in our dreams, we listen. Incessantly, we perfect our array of aerials, receivers, and resources. We refine our skills and our techniques so that we might listen. We are DX Central, and we're all about radio. Visit us at dxcentralonline.com or check us out on YouTube. Search DX Central.
Keep up with DX Central. Follow us on Twitter at DX Central.
The Gulf South
to your corner of the world.
This is DX Central Live.
Now here's your host, Lloyd Van Horn.
It's DX Central Live, special edition for the 1170 WDFB DX test from Kentucky. Good evening, everyone. Lloyd Van Horn here with you again. Our second stream of the night. So nice to have you maybe back with us again if you were here for the first one that we did earlier this evening. If you're just joining us for the first time this evening, that's cool too. We just appreciate you being here. So tonight's going to be an interesting one. We've got a couple of pretty big dominant stations for a large portion of the country on this frequency. And then you've got WDFB running their daytime power, their daytime pattern on 1170 out of Kentucky. Last time this DX test occurred, I think it was about 20 years ago. Pretty widely heard throughout most of the U.S. and Canada. We have a little bit different conditions tonight. We have a solar storm happening right now. So it'll be interesting to see how far out this DX test goes. We've got our antennas up and ready. We're in green mode for DX test. Got the lucky DX test shirt on. So we're ready to roll here, guys. We're going to do a couple things before we get started here. We're going to do a quick show of a couple of different... Here we are over here on our friend Justin. So in addition to our live stream tonight, our friend Justin Wolfing up in Minnesota, he's also doing his live stream on youtube.com/UB Studios. So make sure you check him out and see if he's hearing it from Minnesota as well. Now we've got over here on our website, it's just dxcentralonline.com. That's where you'd want to go for more information about tonight's DX test, if you're so inclined. Just go to dxcentralonline.com, and then here on our blog post, you'll see, if you scroll down, there is a blog post here for the DX test with all the DX test information that you would need to know about what to expect tonight, how to get a QSL request and reception report in for a QSL. All that kind of information is here on our blog post. So again, just go to dxcentralonline.com and look for that blog post there for WDFB. Also tonight, we're going to do a quick little intro here in a second into DX tests, because I like to make sure, I don't want to assume. Sometimes folks are jumping into DX tests for the first time, so they want to know what it is, what's it about, what to expect, things like that. So we're actually going to do a real quick play here in a few moments of our video that we made as an introduction to DX tests. But if you want to go check that out in full, we have two links here. One is for the condensed version, which really kind of focuses more on just the samples, and then the full version, which kind of talks about the history and what they are and who makes them and the things like that. So all that information is also here on our blog post. Just look for the DX test logo there and click on that one, and that's the blog post with that information. So We've got a lot to get to tonight with this DX test coming out of Kentucky. Again, 1170 kilohertz. The two main frequencies, let's go ahead and take a look at that really quick. I want to show you guys. We looked at this earlier on our live stream that we did earlier this evening, but I want to look at it again here with you guys as well. So 1170 kilohertz is an interesting frequency. This is the NF8M.com. This is the nighttime pattern map here for 1170 kilohertz, and it shows you the theoretical or projected nighttime pattern or coverage area for these signals coming off of these different radio stations that are on at night on each frequency. And here's 1170. Now, it's not set in stone. We had one earlier tonight that was just kind of focused in on one little area of East Texas. We heard them here in Louisiana. We had another one that was just focused right outside of Atlanta. We heard them here in Louisiana. So these are not, set in stone. If you're outside of these little pattern areas, it doesn't mean you're not going to hear a station, but this gives you an idea. There are two main dominant stations here on 1170. You have, actually, this is KTSB. They have the old call letters here, but KTSB in Tulsa, Oklahoma is the main one here with this big kidney-shaped pattern beaming out west and kind of to the southeast. And then you've got this one over here, which is WWVA in Wheeling, West Virginia, which kind of goes the opposite direction. So they kind of help null each. You have these nice big nulls, if you can kind of point it out here, right here, and then right here, these two nulls kind of facing each other, just to make sure they aren't overlapping and things like that. So it will be interesting to see, and there's a couple of other smaller stations in here as well, but those are the two main dominant stations for majority of the US DXers that'll be tuning in tonight. If you're up in Canada, or if you're international, if you're over in Europe or anywhere else around the world, we definitely welcome you and appreciate you being here with us tonight and seeing if we're able to hear this DX test out of Kentucky. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at some introduction to DX test information here. Now, I'm going to kind of jump right into the video. It's kind of already kind of queued up. You're going to hear me talk about Morse code. You're actually going to see some of it on the screen, which may help you because we're probably going to see some of that tonight on our screen that we're going to have here. You're also going to hear us show some of the different things like the sweeps and the kilohertz tones, things along those lines. So this will just give you an idea of what to expect to be listening to tonight during this DX test. Some DX tests are different. Sometimes they do all this. Sometimes they do parts of it. Sometimes they do none of it. As we're going to probably find out next week when we do the KDWN DX test. They're not doing a whole lot of what we usually do. They're doing something different. So this will at least give you an idea of what to expect for tonight, because this is a CPC organized event and courtesy program committee, which is a joint committee of the IRCA and the NRC, organizes these DX tests, works with the stations, provides them the materials to be able to do these, and coordinates the timing and all that kind of stuff. So without further ado, let's do a quick look at our introduction to DX tests, the sounds of DX tests. You can find this video on our YouTube channel. Just go to our main YouTube channel, and then under the playlist for the DX 101 videos, it's like the second scroll over of those, you'll see the introduction to AM DX test there. So let's go ahead and check it out now.
WCBS, but you can actually see it as well on the SDR waterfall. The dits and DAs, you'll actually see those on the waterfall. And here's another example, this time from 1220 WCPH in Etowah, Tennessee. Now for some of the more unique sounds you might hear during a DX test. There's the first ones we're going to explore are what we call tone sweeps. There's a handful of different kinds of sweeps. And this first one is what's called a linear sweep. This was actually something that was provided to the CPC, as most of these tones were, by a friend of us. He's an engineer at 650 WSM, and these are actually the same tones that they use to maintain and test against their own audio chain and their transmitters. So these are broadcast standards. Again, this first one is called a linear sweep. Now, very similar to the linear sweep, we have the logarithmic sweep. See if you can tell the difference. This next piece was actually developed to test a very specific element in the transmission line called limiter. So this is the limiter test. Now, this next tone was specifically designed for testing AM transmitters, for medium wave transmitters. It consists of a tone that starts at around 100 hertz, runs all the way up to 5 kilohertz, and then bounces quickly back and forth between the two of them. Another commonly used element in DX tests is the single frequency tone. Now, which frequency is used can vary from test to test, but probably the most commonly used is the 1 kilohertz tone. If you've ever been sitting on 890 kilohertz on the East Coast and you heard that 1 kilohertz heterodyne from Algeria on 891, you know exactly the sound that you're looking for here. The difference here is that these are going to be on both the upper and lower sideband of the carrier frequency. These are going to run for about 30 seconds or so, and they're extremely easy to identify on that waterfall if you're running an SDR, because you'll see two solid lines right on 1 kilohertz off of that carrier frequency. So here is an example of what that sounds like, the 1 kilohertz tone.
Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is the #1 movie in the world.
Okay, we're gonna mute that. There we go. Oh, still another ad. There we go. Let's mute that for a second, and then I'm not gonna give them any free stuff here. Let's go ahead and skip that, and back to it.
Probably one of the more unique sounds you might hear during a DX test is the off-hook telephone sound. Now, if you didn't grow up with a landline phone, this was actually something that was developed back.
All right, we're going to go ahead and stop it there. I think most of us here on this stream have probably heard of off-hook telephone. There's also the iPhone ringer and things like that. Don't forget to check out our friend Justin, UB Studios. It's youtube.com/UB Studios. Let's go ahead and take a tour of the shack this evening and show you where we're going to be. Our main rig we're going to be running tonight is the Perseus. We got the Perseus software here, and we've got our two CASs. We've got a northwest CAS, which we'll probably not be using too much. We do have our north CAS facing 336 degrees, which we should have some off the side of that antenna, an opportunity here in Kentucky. Now, we'll also have our AirSpy HF Plus Discovery. And let me bring that over here. This is running a northeast CAS. This is going to be probably where I'd say we have the best shot. We'll see. Here in Kentucky tonight, because this is actually a 35-degree antenna pointing roughly northeast, and Kentucky I think was like at 26 or 29 or something like that, so it's just off the center line of that. So let's go ahead and go back over now to our Perseus. Let's unmute. You're gonna probably hear KTSB in here because they've been the dominant ones out of Oklahoma. 128.99. And we're about to get started here in just a few. Actually, we should be going right now. Let's go ahead and take a look and see if we hear him.
Julius Randle, 46 points. Nice speed to say. You know, we're the greatest. Your favorite daytime host. Listen to our show, and you see our show up the next morning in
there we go.
Places.
Put that in
This is the Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon, and it seems that everybody is doing it. Stealing. I mean, you watch the news. Privates everywhere. From Rolex watches to hot takes. Very specific stuff. And nobody's show gets ripped off more than the Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon. This was, we told you, we've been telling you, we had it 2 nights ago. I saw it on 2 big-time daytime shows, and I saw the font. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
The font! No, not the font!
And now, from the TireRack.com SportsRadio.com, Fox Sports Radio.
Northeast Wire.
Here they are, Mike Harmon, and looks like someone stole Jason's thought.
Greetings and welcome inside the Jason Smith Show with my best friend Mike Harmon here on a live drop Friday, broadcasting live from the TireRack.com studios.
Nothing yet.
We'll help you get there. An unmatched selection, fast free shipping, free road hazard detection, and over 10,000 recommended installers. TireRack.com. The way tire, Brian.
Back to the Perseus.
You shut up! You already had one. I got to get mine. Now you can give me yours, Tysher. Go ahead.
I'm just waiting for the climax there.
Good. Russell Westbrook's first game with the Clippers. If you like offense, if maybe Mike Harmon, you bet the over, you are feeling pretty good right now because early in the third quarter, like we just passed the 10-minute mark, it is 89-78. Clippers lead the Kings. Westbrook so far tonight, 19 minutes, started for the Clippers, 6 points, 9 assists. Kawhi's got 23. Paul George has 15. So, hey, Russell Westbrook pushing the pace for the Clippers. Look at all the points they have. Russell Westbrook, unfortunately, having to play defense for the Clippers. Look how many points the Kings have. So, it is kind of a give and take, but so far, Clippers on the better end.
No, I appreciate that. I mean, just like we're having live drop Friday night, it's no defense Friday in the NBA because Phoenix sub 99-92 with almost 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter of that one. So nobody's playing defense. That's good. Already on the weekend.
Yeah, but that game's going to wind up like, 115, 112. This game's going to wind up like 150 to 145. You're talking about 9.5 to go, and it's 89-81. This is fantastic.
I'm just saying, you remember the days of the Bulls and the Knicks and insert whatever other team.
Try the Northeast Wire again.
It's, in a six-man tag match where we were lucky if one of the teams ended up with 92 goals.
No, so this was the Final Four. 89-81 was the Final Four. One of us. Yeah. The Clippers are shooting 59% from the floor. The Kings are shooting 56%. That's good. That's a lot. That's like the All-Star Sacramento Kings, man. Aren't they? Just like the All-Star Kings. Oh, man. Yeah, the Kings now sitting in 33-25. We talked about Mike Brown being the runaway coach of the year in the NBA. And they have done nothing but continue to validate their early season run because of the slumping Grizzlies. They could pull within a game and a half of second place in the Western
So nothing yet.
With the win tonight. Suddenly it's back to when the Kings had Mike Bibby and Chris Webber, and it was, the Kings and the Lakers in the early 2000s. Look how good Sacramento is. It's like the salad days are here again.
Yeah, what we have here now that we're hearing is KTSB out of Tulsa. The bet.
Look, we always want new teams, different teams.
The Blitz. Sorry.
Whether they're actual championship contenders really doesn't matter. Just that it gives us an extra permutation to the storylines other than, all right, here's these 5 teams. Are any of them playing today? All right, then I guess we have to talk about it. Lakers played one yesterday. That still carries over, right? So it's that. So that the Kings being in the hunt and good enough to potentially...
there we go. Thanks, Cindy. Appreciate the heads up. If somebody can throw that over to Justin's live stream as well. Let them know over there in Minnesota. So per Cindy, from the radio station, from WDFB, they just got the transmitter up and running.
He wanted both head coach Pete Carroll and
so we should be hearing some audio here pretty soon. Thank you, Cindy.
It didn't happen, and later on, a couple weeks later, Russell Wilson was traded to the Denver Broncos. This story comes out today again. The Athletic has it. There's no comment from the Seahawks on it, and Russell Wilson puts a message on social media saying it's not true. His agent says it's fabricated. He has nothing but love for John Schneider and Pete Carroll. Now, we've attacked this story from a bunch of different angles tonight. We're continuing to do it more coming up next. We got to get into the fact that he had an office that in Denver, but can we play the office scene? But I'm going to say again what I've said coming into this season.
Tom Brady.
It was live drop Friday. I see great things ahead for the Broncos in 2023. Right now, even though this is a bad day for Russell Wilson, because
I think it's in there.
another day where you wake
You
up
guys are
and on
hearing
the
us,
internet and go,
chat,
oh man,
so
Russell Wilson's
awesome.
getting kicked in the
I think
teeth
we're hearing
again.
the same thing.
Okay, here's another bad story about Russell Wilson.
Let me mute that. Come back over.
But here's
Northeast
why
Wire.
2023 is going to be a flip of this year. Both you and I said, listen, oh, this great run. How's he going to fit in with the Broncos? Are they going to be able to have the offense around them? Is Nathaniel Hackett going to be the right guy? First-year offense, first-year head coach? No, this year was going to be bad, but next year was going to be good because
and you can see it on the waterfall. Look at that.
By trial and error, what worked with
there you go, Cindy. You can actually see your signal.
The playmakers and what didn't.
Visually, there it is.
And it should have been a better year because Russell Wilson is a little bit better. Boy, that Broncos team with that defense would be terrific. But next year was going to be good because they would learn from the mistakes of this year. Now,
all right, we're going to go silent here on the mic and the camera and let this one roll. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Cindy.
Going to get better. Now, Wilson, even though it's bad for him right now, he's been taken down a bit because of these stories coming out. He's not going to be the guy coming in and getting an office with Sean Payton in Denver. That office is gone. Payton even said his people are going to be gone from the building next year. If they're not players and not coaches, they're not in the building with us. This is Sean Payton's show. And Russell Wilson doesn't have a leg to stand on because he was bad. He played poorly. And now his potential of him not even being the Broncos quarterback is there.
He knows he is playing for his NFL life other than does he want to get traded? Does he want something to happen to him? Does he want things to get really worse? He knows he is on the clock. So he knows he's got to step up and evolve or something's going to happen. And Sean Payton is the guy that he's the guy running the show. He's in control, right? Forget about on the field for a second, but off the field, there is now a clear delineation with this is my show, this is what we need to do, and I will fix you. Because Sean Payton has not just fixed, but made every quarterback that's ever played from New Orleans very good. Whether it's for a short period of time, long period of time. Whether it's Drew Brees who's going to the Hall of Fame, whether it's Jameis Winston for 8 weeks, whether it's Taysom Hill for 6 weeks, Teddy Bridgewater for 6 weeks, everybody that's played there under him has been really good. So I have no doubt he can fix Russell Wilson, or if not, at least keep him close to the Russell Wilson that we knew a year ago or a year plus ago, not the Russell Wilson we saw from Denver this year. So that's why I see really good things ahead because you have the right guy in charge. Russell Wilson knows, okay, I can't come in and be the dominant power broker that I tried to be in for. I need to fit in. I need to figure it out more. And this guy's going to tell me how to figure it out. Because in any kind of power struggle now, who's going to win? Sean Payton's going to win. Russell Wilson lost his cachet with how poorly he played last year, how poor the offense played last year. So now they're in a good spot for Wilson to get back to the quarterback he was, for Payton to run the show, and watch. It's great things for the Broncos this year. They will flip that record this year pretty easily.
Yeah, they'll be better than the Raiders. All right, moving on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they'll be third instead of fourth.
Look,
that's as much as I'm giving the haters. Here's the thing. No, but here's what I want to do with this.
What we get from the analysis always be we're going to lose the young quarterback if you bench him or you have to do this. Like, what my response is always, if he's that fresh, he's got to right? Likewise, you're assuming Russell suddenly can be like, okay, Sean, I'll snap back into line. When every story is about how his ego has run amok, and he's taking every inch that he could in Seattle, and take it with a grain of salt if you will, that he wanted guys fired because he wanted it to be all about the show. That is Mr. Unlimited. Did I get enough Mr.? I might have missed one. No, you were. But the idea being that suddenly he's just going to acquiesce like that. Wait, I had all of these concessions. I had all of this, and Sean Payton's going to come in and tell me to beat it, and I'm just going to go, and I'm going to fall in line. I don't think it goes down quite so simply. Sure, you know, I think Russell Wilson's that great a player. He's lost power. He's lost power. Even when it was going on in Seattle, he was
to figure it out because he was their guy, right? And Pete Carroll did a pretty good job at it. He went 2 Super Bowls and they won one. So that's a pretty good track record. Sean Payton won't now. Russell Wilson, after the last year, he doesn't have that cash yet. Sean Payton's already said people aren't in the building. What do you think is going to happen now? They hired Sean Payton to fix what went wrong because the Broncos see what went on last year was wrong, so here comes the guy to fix it. Just like in any company. If a company is run and it's not being run well, okay, and the owner of the company says, boy, the guy I have running this company, things didn't go well, and there's a couple of people there that we have to work with, I'm bringing in somebody new to run my company. Who's going to get to do whatever they want to be? The new guy coming in, because he sees how the old ways didn't work, so we should hit carte blanche to do what he wants. Russell Wilson's not going to win a power struggle with Sean Payton. He's going to win a power struggle with Perseus SDR. Fortitude intestinal. One Russell Wilson. I have no faith in the guy. I thought he was a declining player 2 years ago. I don't think suddenly Sean Payton finds some second life in him to where suddenly he's a world beater. Javonte Williams probably not going to be back right away. That leg injury takes him into the year, so you got to find another piece to the run game. The wide receivers, Judy intrigues me. Sutton did. We'll see what it becomes. Dolphins tight down to tight end. He's a pretty good tight end when he gets first. You brought up Cole Kmet at least once a week. You were the Cal Ripken of bringing up Cole Kmet. I think you're misremembering. No, Cole Kmet. You were one. You were his. It was like you were his hype guy. It's like he was Derek Carr and you were David Carr. There's no way. I talked time about him about it. We can buy all my analysis, and he went right back and gave that guy. Twitter and how about a presto? Mike is scrolling down the Jason Smith show and my best friend Cole Kmet. Live, that's not a thing, Joe. That's not a drop. Oh, you're just saying, okay, I thought that was a drop. Oh, it will be. Okay, very good. Very good. Coming up next, hey, we got a big story out here. That came out today. And here's the fact the owners going to get to the fire. And I want us to do this that's right here. He's right. This SmartSDR Radio. FireX.com knows fire. 1979, but other people find the right fire and how, what, where they drive. Here's the experts on technology. Every driver, when there's a component wrong, put away. Website is packed with info, advice, tools, and they find the right tire still. Like the tire that they can get. After a few questions, and you get a first-class tire recommendation as soon as you left. They sell most of the best tires in the industry, like high-performance, ultra-premium tire, and all of the optimal lineup, and the off-road people, all-put dials on white truckers, and these tires. Ratings, review specialism, and a national network of over 10,000 limited dollars. Regional price protection, fast shipping and delivery as little as 1 day. Even offer mobile tire installation to your home office. Tire installation on your terms, game changer, I'm telling you. Go to TireRack.com/work and see for yourself. That's TireRack.com/work. TireRack.com. The way tire buying. We know sports fans have opinions. That was a bag of crap performance. So, got something to say? Hear me out. Tweet us, tag us, and don't be shy. At Fox Sports Radio. We want to hear from you. At Fox Sports Radio. If with Home Title Lock's free lookup service. There's no obligation. It's absolutely free. Then register your address for 33 days of protection. Visit HometitleLock.com/free. HometitleLock.com/free.
Everybody needs an edge. The other guy is working on his edge right now, whether you have one or not. Testosterone levels are at an all-time low historically, and individual T levels in men decline 1% every year with age. There's a new champion of natural testosterone boosters, and it's called Shock. CHOQ. 100% natural herbal extracts with game-changing effects on your energy, mood, and focus. Shock Daily's main ingredient has been clinically studied to boost testosterone 20% in 90 days. Supercharge your masculinity with higher T and a massive boost of energy by taking Shock's Male Vitality Stack every day. Take the 90-day Shock Challenge and reap the benefits of the reigning champion of natural men's health with Shock's Male Vitality Stack. For a very limited time only, Shock, CHOQ, is giving our listeners a 30% discount with promo code USA. That's CHOQ.com, code USA, for 30% off while supplies last. The gift of confidence, fitness, and self-defense can be priceless for children today. And Apollo's Martial Arts, Chelsea's award-winning children's program, will arm your child with life skills like goal-setting, respect, perseverance, and how to handle a bully. Give your child a step up and enroll them in a class today for only $69. Classes include a private lesson, a month of classes, and a free uniform. Call today, 918-627-7070. That's 918-627-7070. Or visit ApollosKarate.com.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required. Refund available for 60 days after purchase.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 90% cheaper, and you can get it online? Go to 4hims.com/joy, and Hims will get a free medical consultation and discreet shipping if prescribed. Love your results or your money back. To start your free online visit, go to 4hims.com/joy. That's FORHINS.com/JOY.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Odd Couple. Like that, with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
Patrick Beverly running his mouth. His goal is to knock the Lakers out of the playoffs. It's refreshing. I'm tired of all these players that, you know, they want their boys and they friends and they don't want to hurt each other's feelings. It's all love. He's going to be fine off the court. Do you think Michael Jordan had the Knicks of Patrick Ewing, had a team led by Charles Barkley, I guess the Sixers at that point that used to come? Do you think Michael Jordan, if he had a chance to knock them out of the playoffs late in the regular season, you think he would have wanted to do it, or he would have been like, nah, Patrick's my man, I want him to make the playoffs? No, he's trying to knock them out. Thank you.
This is The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
7 to 9 p.m. on the Blitz 1170.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back. Woohoo! Sally move, Dad. Thanks, sweetie. So, wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Hey, question. How does the trip to Kansas City sound for a little basketball action? The Blitz 1170 and Coors Light are bringing you March Hoops. Win tickets to see the Midwest Regional in Kansas City with hotels, spending cash, and watch someone cut down the net. Just listen to the Blitz 1170 for where we will be in the month of March. You can scan a QR code for a chance to win as Coors Light brings you nonstop action and nonstop chills to March Hoops on the Blitz 1170 at 1. To find FS1 on your television, go to foxsports.com for details. At 1.
the debut album, Skid Row.
What's in the bag? Dark or something?
Let's do it. My best friend, Mike Harmon. Go Game Bear! Live from the TireRack.com studios. Is this why you are, is this why you are playing this? Are you excited about Cocaine Bear? Let's go. About it. Okay, all right, very good. I can't wait to see it. Girls and I are ready for Sunday. Yeah, well, now that it's going to rain all weekend, and you know, all outdoor activities here in Southern California are going to grind to a halt. Yeah, I got a feeling that gyms are going to be packed with people of all ages seeing Cocaine Bear. No, it's good. And then you can probably just go see Maverick. You know, it's been streaming for 2 months. I'm sure it's still out there. Megan, which is now streaming, it's available to you as well. But you know, that may be something I want. I may get to the theater and go, oh, I can't wait to see Cocaine Bear. Oh, Top Gun Maverick is playing next door. You know what? I'm going to go in here instead. You know what? I'll see you after. Even though I went to see it twice in the theater, watched it twice on the plane when I was doing something. I watched Going Out and I watched another stuff. What are you going to watch the other night? My wife says, I'm going to watch Top Gun Maverick. Again? Yeah, I want to watch it again. You like what you like. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's half a day of your life now that you'll never get back, having watched Maverick. But if it makes you feel better, did you see what he's going to do now? Not that I want to, you know, sidetrack it into anything that has to do with James Corden, but evidently they're going to do a Lionsgate skit on Corden's last show with Pumbaa. I did see that. I was pretty excited about that. I know. It's also exciting to see that Disneyland's going to have a one-act play of Rogers the Musical. Yeah. I can't wait to go see that. That's going to be like, hey, what do you want to do? You want to go on any rides? No, I want to see Rogers the Musical because I loved it when it was an Hawkeye. So now I can't wait to see it. Yeah, I really hope we have one of those after-hour events with one of our radio clusters. Somehow one of the stations in the radio cluster that somehow we're able to get them to do a late night streaming of that. Oh, yeah, you can only way out. We're live for the premiere of Rogers the Musical, everybody. Congratulations. Maybe we can get press pass. I don't know. Oh, hey, now you're thinking, buddy. Look at that. I'm already working towards next month when WrestleMania comes to LA. We got a lot of work to do. All right, well, listen, you have time. You need to stream the Bear, like I keep telling you. You watch that, and then you can figure out WrestleMania. Yeah, the WrestleMania thing's far more important. Yeah. Oh, hey, by the way, so I finished reading Blackbird, right? Yeah. I wanted to watch, and I thought it was so good all the way up until the last, 20 minutes. I'm like, this is how it ends? Really? It just ends like this? I mean, it was True Detective season 1 good. Like, oh my goodness, the acting in it was tremendous. Everybody is so good in it. Oh my God, Greg Kinnear is great. I mean, Taron Egerton and everybody in it is great. And then the movie kind of ends like, oh wait, oh that's it? We built towards all this. Oh, it ends like that. Oh, okay. And now it's over. All right then. Disappointed. Really disappointed. Yeah, well, you know, I was a little salty that it rained so horribly today here for the fact that they had the star ceremony on the Walk of Fame for Ray Liotta posthumously, and Taron Egerton was part of the presentation. He and Elizabeth Banks. Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. I could have it the Rocket Man. Oh, you could have. Or you have to start singing like he's Johnny. Now, this is something from the NBA side. Again, Clippers and the Kings, a game with not a lot of defense, but that's okay because it's the NBA, and if the NBA wanted defense, they wouldn't have every bucket before it's in the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter has just begun. 11 and a half minutes left to go. Clippers lead the Kings 117 to 113. It's 117 to 1. Every team has scored at least 34 points in all three of the quarters. That's where we're at right now. Russell Westbrook's debut has brought 230 points for the first three quarters of the game. And Westbrook right there. He's helping everybody, right? He's helping the Clippers. He's got 8 points and 10 assists. The fact he's not a good defensive player, so he's 213 points and he's shooting 60% from the floor. Everybody wins. It's like everybody wins. Like Clipper fans are excited, Laker fans are excited. Could be a little bit of fervor
basketball squad. Obviously, a lot of eyes in training with all the rules. And a new look Dodgers. Right? Won all those games. Now the Turners are gone, and Kenley's gone, and all of those things. You know, it's just a different face. Yeah, Ohtani will be coming to the maybe he showed up, and I know Kenley is gone, but it's just the idea with all these rules. I would have loved to see them enforced on him. Like, there's just so many and new faces that are going to have to find their way in. A lot of talk of, hey, Jason Hayward, Matter, Willie Mack, etc. So I think it's kind of fun. You know, all the sports heating up here in LA as all the two football teams get ready to become back big business. So it's all good. And I want to say congratulations. I don't say this often enough, but I can only do it when your team wins. Congratulations to the Bulls. They beat the Nets by 44, 131-87. The final percentage, I looked at it early fourth quarter. The Nets were shooting under 30% for the game. Yeah, no, they got hot late. I think the Bulls only played with 3. They were up at 37% for the game. But they were up by 44. They were up by almost 50 a couple of times. And I wanted to thank you because this was the virtue of your win there over the Nets and the Knicks win tonight. They gain another game on the Nets, and now the Knicks are just 2 games out of 5th. Oh man, eventually they're going to give a free ball there to the Bulls. Huge ovation for Pat Bev. Plays 22 minutes, 8 points, 5 boards, 4 assists from Chicago. And all that excitement that certainly is what was flowing from there. And get this, the pre-game spread was Bulls minus 1.5. Oh, okay. The halftime spread minus 2020. Live betting. I'll bet. Live betting. I'll take the Bulls. I'll take them. Now, my favorite part of the NBA tonight, to be quite honest, it being very selfish, but I love it. The Knicks won again. They won 4 in a row. They're the 4th hottest team in the NBA. Come on. They win again, and they're a 6-point lead now, and they beat the Wizards. And I love this win tonight. I love win. Not that Julius Randle got 46 points, but the fact that they beat the Wizards with Porzingis. And every time Porzingis plays against the Knicks, and there's probably other times during his career, he's got to go, boy, I screwed up so bad. How can I get past this? Because Porzingis was the face of the Knicks. You are the face of the number 1 market in the country. And you were one of the faces of the NBA. So he wasn't one of the top 2 or 3 most popular players, but was he one of the top 10 most popular players in the NBA? Yeah, the Lizard. Look at this guy. He runs the floor like Dirk, and he hits those threes. Oh, my goodness. And he was one of the faces of the NBA. But then for some reason, he and his brother got all huffy. We don't like the direction of the team. We don't like it up. And, you know, who knows what it was pushing this. Maybe, you know, he really wanted out, or his brother wanted to be really important. So he said, I think you should affect change and you should leave. But then he goes to Dallas thinking things are going to be great, and it wasn't. It didn't work. He didn't get along with Luka, and now he's shipped on, and he is playing out the strength in Washington. 27 years old, he's just a top. He has everything, but for some reason, no. What was given to me in New York, if you were playing anywhere else, people wouldn't give a crap about Porzingis. What he's in New York, dude, you have everything. You have the Knicks, you have the team, you had it all. On the way up, after a long time being down, you were going to be the star, and people were going to come to your line. No, I don't want that. For some reason, I want out, and now every time he plays Knicks, you have to say, wherever they go. Not the fact that the Knicks are on the way up now, and they have a pretty good leadership, and they have a good core group of players, but just the fact that I really could imagine that maybe I should have got to bring the Knicks back, and I'm Julius Randle. I'm taking all the time crazy stuff. once upon a time it was a big deal for something other than concerts. And damn it, maybe it can be again. And you would have liked to have been that guy. But now you're in a position of coming back as a visitor, and your job is to now try to shut it up. Right? Like Pat said, and he's going to keep the Lakers out of it. You got to go in and put the best effort forward in your minutes played, try to rally your team as best you can, come up and win. Fortunately, you're at the point in your career that you're a journeyman. And 27, you're a journeyman. That's what you have. You're a journeyman. Could have been it. Could have had it all. I couldn't handle the fact that because once it was nobody for Porzingis at this point, right? That was who was running the I wonder how much of these runners come in and say, I want to affect this. I want to suddenly be a player. And so I'm going to push this situation and say, hey, they're not taking care of me. Because you heard many stories out of the Knicks that his brother was difficult to deal with, and suddenly the two of them, they couldn't find common ground on anything, meaning the Knicks and Team Porzingis. So I wonder how much it was that, how much it could have been Porzingis going, yeah, I agree, man, I don't want to be here. I want to get out, I want to get out. But you have to realize that, okay, you want out of a situation, you're never going to find it, right? This is a unicorn, right? Unicorn, you're the unicorn. This is a unicorn situation. You know how many people would NBA stars everything if they were young, don't want to be the face of the Knicks or the head of the face of the NBA. Does wind up being something else. But he had a couple more years of being a big star. Maybe his next stop is different. It works out different for him. You know, who knows? But why would you give that up? You gave that all up. You gave up the fact that here I am, a star, the number one market in the league, and the league is promoting me. And how many players said, I wish the league would promote me like that. I wish they would have that. I wish I could do that. And you gave it away. I mean, really, it's like a cautionary tale. Here's how to give away your NBA career and turn into just being a guy. Yeah, I think I'll answer it fast, as oftentimes I do in the world of pop culture. Normally a television or movie reference. Today we'll go to the world of song from the band Cinderella. Quote, I can't tell you, baby, what went wrong. You gotta say it. I can't tell you, baby, what went wrong. I didn't want to do a bad idiot project. Good song. That's not big enough. Your throat's okay. You know, the cat hasn't quite dragged across the crowd just yet. But you don't know what you got till it's gone, right? You may have life pretty good to everybody out there. You may have had a job you like, a relationship that years later you think, if I'd only done this would have been better. Right? You know, the old country music line. It's not what I did, it's what I didn't do. Little things that maybe if you just picked up the pace, maybe you picked up around the house, things would have been different. Had a job. Maybe if you did a little more timely with your quarterly reports or your GPS reports, you wouldn't have been out on your ass. All of those things. But you don't know until it's gone. Likewise here. He had it pretty good, and he was in the big media market. Everybody kissed his ass. And then everybody stopped puncturing. Song that don't write books on it. Hey, how do you? Hey, I want to make sure I'm a star to get the keyboard ticket. Yeah, do the opposite. It's like the Homer Simpson. Whatever part says, do opposite. Okay, that's what Porzingis has to do. Well, the great Costanza. Right? I'm bald. I'm unemployed. I live with my parents. Hi, I'm Veronica. Out of Fresca, Mike is rolling over. Jason Joe and Mike Harmon live in the TireRack.com studio. Speaking of Porzingis, his former team had a big night tonight. They may be the best team in the NBA. Steven Sager has 10 fewer big news to kick things off of what's trending from tonight's Knicks-Wizards game. Go.
Yeah, that would be definitely fake news. I thought I heard Bass and the Knicks in the same sentence, and it just kind of threw me. The late game, you mentioned all the scoring in the Clippers game. This is the only game still going in the NBA. It's still 6:45 to play. The Clippers are leading Sacramento 136 to 129. Kawhi Leonard with 38 points. Russell Westbrook started in his Clipper debut, 8 points, 10 assists, and 5 turnovers. As for the Knicks, they led off the evening in the association with a win at Washington 115-109. Julius Randle 46 points in 36 minutes. The Hawks are nearing a deal with Quinn Snyder to be their new head coach, according to The Athletic. In Atlanta tonight, an easy win for them over Cleveland, 136-119. Trae Young with 34 points and 9 assists. Atlanta shot 59% from the floor. Milwaukee won its 13th game in a row, beating up Miami 128-99. Giannis Antetokounmpo started after the sprained wrist, but then left early with a knee injury. Kevin Love started in his Miami debut, had no points, 8 rebounds. Chicago ended its 6-game losing streak, whipping Brooklyn 131-87. The halftime lead for the Bulls was 63-29. Ben Simmons of the Nets out with a sore knee. Charlotte and Phoenix with wins. Golden State sent Houston to an 8th straight loss, 116-101. Klay Thompson of the Warriors, 42 points from three-point range. He was 12 of 17. Lakers guard D'Angelo Russell is doubtful for Sunday against Dallas with a sprained ankle. In college basketball, number 16 Xavier, a winner at Seton Hall, 82-60. And currently on FS1, our former anchor here at FSR is David Gascon doing play-by-play from Mountain West Hoops. So on FS1, it's Nevada. They've just taken the lead at Fresno State, 51-46 with 8 minutes to go. Nevada 11-4 in conference. NHL wins for Toronto and Carolina. NASCAR's on Fox TV again Sunday from Southern California. And yes, Manny Machado of the Padres committed MLB's first pitch clock violation. 2 spring training games today. Most teams start their exhibition schedule tomorrow. MLB full squad started reporting this week. Pitchers and catchers already reported last week. And a reminder, Major League Baseball voted last week to make the extra inning rule permanent, starting each extra inning with a runner at second in the regular season. Back to you.
All right, Steve-O, for the next update, I charge you with this. We need a great play-by-play call from David Gascon from the game.
But does the transition is a question about an obscure hockey player?
Yeah.
If it doesn't, then it's not Gascon. I will
Right. That'd be great.
Oh, there's this Curtis Joseph on that dunk. What a great one.
That's right. Cujo, dog, Spears. It all works together.
See what I did?
Commander Gascon with LAPD.
Yes.
Oh, another drop. Very good. Big lives on Friday.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve, if we had to pay money to play highlights and Rob Parker was in charge of the budget for Fox Sports Radio, what would he say to that?
He ain't paying for that.
I like the defiant tone of Steve's voice.
Yeah.
That was good.
The drop is really the I ain't paying.
There was no incredulity on that. I ain't.
We're past 5 years on that drop, just for the record.
Yeah, that's okay. But it's still
It's glorious.
Yes.
Yeah, with Rob, that's still accurate.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it, buddy. The Jason still at 5 and Mike Harmon. Coming up next, the best part of the Russell Wilson story is not that he tried to get his coaching GM fired. It's about what came out of what went on last year in Denver in his first year. You got to hear it. It's coming up next. Jason and Mike, Fox Sports Radio.
37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 41.
Who doesn't love slam dunk? And when our NBA coverage meets you at the rim, it's a slam dunk. Your team, your players, your NBA action is here on Fox Sports Radio.
Hey, it's Jason Smith. Time for new tires? Trust the experts at TireRack.com. They've been crushing for over 40 years. Go to TireRack.com/sports. Tell them what you drive. Try their easy-to-use tire decision guide. They'll show you the right tires for how, what, and where you drive. They've got the full line of Fred-assigned tires. Test results, tire ratings, and consumer reviews. Fast free shipping and free road hazard protection. TireRack.com. The way tire buying should be.
From local town councils to Capitol Hill, agents who are realtors are standing up for what's right. We're here protecting property rights. Here advocating for the issues that affect our neighborhoods. Here championing fair and equitable housing for all. Because we are realtors, bound by a code of ethics, driven
sales event is happening right now at Chris Nichols. We have something for everyone and every budget, including 1.9% for 72 months on all new Jeep Grand Cherokees and new Ram 1500s with $7,500 off MSRP. Or check out the best pre-owned inventory in town at chrisnichols.com. Or come see us at 145th in the VA. Chris Nichols, where you always get your nickels worth.
Anytime is a good time to have a howling good time at Stone Wolf Casino. Located at exit 37 off the Cimarron Turnpike between Tulsa and Stillwater. Tip off your hunger for basketball all season long on the big screen inside the Wolf Sports Grill while you enjoy some great food and cold beverages. Plus, join the Players Club for your chance to win prizes in weekly promotions. In a hurry? No problem. Grab some pizzas, Mazio, go. While you're there, fill up your tank at the Travel Plaza. For food, fuel, and fun, stop by Stone Wolf Casino.
The time to set your small business up for success is now. And if you mail or ship anything, make sure you're using Stamps.com. Stamps.com gives you access to the USPS and UPS services you need right from your computer. They've got exclusive discounts and a feature that tells you what your cheapest and fastest shipping options are. So you know you're getting the best rate every time. Sign up for Stamps.com today. Use code 2PROS for a 4-week trial, free postage, and a free digital sale. Stamps.com, code 2PROS.
Hello, I'm Hewitt, and I want to say something about that Lori Fulbright. I know a lady, she got attacked after she got off work at night, and Lori gave those classes how to defend yourself, and she went to it, and she said if it hadn't been for Lori, she never would have made it. She said I'm sure thankful for her. Bye-bye.
Lori Fulbright, fighting brains on Oklahoma's own News on 6.
Steal an average shake from out.
The Ben Maller Show.
Now, Lamar Jackson turned down a 5-year, $250 million contract back in September, and that included, if you believe the story bouncing around, $133 million guaranteed. But he wants pervert money. He wants that Deshaun Watson contract. He wants that $230 million guarantee, which the Cleveland Dum-Dums gave Deshaun Watson. Are Lamar Jackson's contract demands unrealistic or pragmatic? If you would play the odds on this, if you gave me $1,000 in funny money and said, what do you think's going to happen? I would say Lamar Jackson gets tagged, he goes bonkers and gets upset, and the Ravens say, okay, no mas, and then he ends up on the history.
Ben Maller, 1 to 5 a.m. on the Blitz 1170.
What is the number story?
My number story started with fear and a lack of support, and it has led me to be there for others.
A number story begins in our childhood with ACEs, adverse childhood experiences.
My number story begins with the separation from my father and the emotional abandonment from my mother, and leads to me being a role model to not only myself, but those around me by becoming the person that wasn't there for me.
ACEs are so common, 2/3 of us have one.
My number story begins with drug abuse and homelessness, and leads to realizing that I can live life by my own standards.
A study found the more ACEs, the more likely we may experience a host of serious health effects, physical and mental. But that doesn't need to be the case. Your ACE number is simply an entry point to your own story. Where it leads is up to you.
My number story begins with years of emotional abuse, and leads to peace, clarity, and security in my self-worth.
Take control of where your number story leads at numberstory.org.
This is the all-new Blitz 1170.
Colin Cowherd, Dan Patrick, LeVar Arrington, Brady Quinn, Jonas Knox, Doug Gottlieb, Ben Maller.
Listen to these names.
Rob Parker, Chris Broussard, Covino and Rich, Jason Smith, and Mike Harmon. We're always on, from the morning to the late night. We are Fox Sports Radio, the premier sports lineup in the nation.
saw this story earlier today. Russell Wilson, before he was traded to the Broncos, demanded that he and head coach of Seattle, John Schneider, and Pete Carroll be fired. Yeah, happened. Got finished the monster. Part of the big athletic story on it today. Seattle even has comments on it. Russell Wilson said it's not true. The data is fabricated. But for a few minutes, let's focus on the other part of the story. And that's the part. The other part is that, okay, so here's what went on in Seattle. When he got traded to Denver, he had an office on the second floor of the building. All the players in the locker room was on the first floor, and Russell Wilson had an office on the second floor. And he also built a big white door that had birds drawn up on it, children celebrating things all over the office. And he was probably wanted teammates to come talk to him. They had ideas for plays or things that might help the offense. You can see this office. You can see all the big quotes he has written up there by Mike Henry or Obama or Schneider that says, you can do it. Oh, yeah. Here's what Schwarzenegger said, here's what, here's a quote from Van Damme from the 1990s. Something crazy, right? You can see it, But doesn't that go along with what we've always heard about it and believed to be true? This one doesn't really surprise me. He's so awkward, and that's the issue with him. Is that it almost famous to have that moment where there's one guy on the t-shirt, Russell Henderson on the t-shirt, everybody else out of focus. What do I just want to be out of focus guys in the background, right? And Jason Lee tells him, you don't get it, the t-shirt is everything. Like, it stands for what's going on with the band. You're getting all the credit. None of us get any credit at all. It's not fair. Like, the office story is everything with Russell Wilson. All you hear is how it's hard to fit in. His teammates don't like him. What's going on? There was always different factions of Russell Wilson supporters and people who didn't like Russell Wilson. You have an office, man? I mean, come on, dude. You had an office, and the Broncos coaching staff, because it was serious, and you had a first-time head coach, your staff was put their foot down and say, dude, you don't have an office, and your people aren't in the building. All over the place, too. Sean Payton's first thing he said, that's not going to happen. If you're not a coach, you're not a player, you're not in the building. Like, you can see the office is everything. That's why Russell Wilson keeps controlling by the image that he has. People say, is he cheating? Is he a phony? Is he a leader? He's just awkward. He has no idea how to coach, how to teach, how to do things that are going to get his teammates to want to follow him and to lead them to victory. He's not that guy. Office is everything.
Yeah, I think the office also, not just because we think of him, not quite Michael Scott, he's probably a little more PC and protective and brand and than that, but the idea of the motivational coaching, whatever. Remember, the office is also a thing that gives you a little bit of power, right? If you're going to have someone in for a meeting, let's do it in my office. It's not in a neutral conference room, not the little cluster cubicle, right? And say, hey, come on into my office. And you start going from there, right? And so here, you've got home turf, so you're the quarterback, so in the pecking order, you would have been a little bit higher, but now there's an extra effort to come to you, where I can understand where maybe there's a little bit of friction, but I also applaud him for just being who he is, right? We watched him, I don't know that you got to see it necessarily the same, but I was having a conversation with our buddy Kelvin Washington on the floor when the Super Bowl was here in Los Angeles. We're at the convention center, and in between you and I taping things, you're saying hello, grabbing a bottle of water or whatever, more coffee because I needed the IV drip going, and we're standing there, and all of a sudden this group of people that had to be 20 strong comes walking by. I'm like, it's like an entourage for a heavyweight fight with Russell Wilson at the back. I'm like, really? Everybody else, from Barry Sanders to Jerry Rice, they got like one or two people with them. Someone who's there as the official photographer for their PR, and then an agent or a PR person that has a clipboard with a bunch of times and where they need to be. This guy's walking in and like, went down the aisle by a marching band. Russell, like, at each other and went, that's awesome. And, you know, so we kind of went from there. So that's already been built in. But whenever you have the opportunity to ask for stuff, hell, just keep putting it on. It's like a contract writer. There will be no green M&Ms in my giant 5-pound bowl.
We'll have more on the huge stories coming up next, including another guy who might benefit from the pitfalls of Russell Wilson, and his name happens to be Aaron Rodgers. Why he could stay in Green Bay? That's coming up next. Bob.
Always has more ways for you to save. On top of our everyday low prices, pros can save big when buying in bulk. Or if your purchase is over $1,500, ask about our volume savings program. A pro associate can provide a customized quote. Ask about our volume savings program today. It always pays. Pro at Lowe's. While supplies last, minimum purchase required. Selection varies by location. Lowe's reserves the right to limit quantity. Volume discount pricing quotes are valid for 7 days. Visit your local pro desk to learn more and start saving. Offers subject to change may not be available in all Lowe's stores.
Welcome to AutoZone, America's #1 brakes destination. We have the pads, rotors, drums, shoes, and brake fluid to improve your stopping power. Right now, save 15% when you get any 2 Duralast rotors with a set of Duralast brake pads. Missing a tool? Ask about our free loaner tool program and borrow the tools you need to get the job done. Based on data from the Auphonix 1170 Ice Chili House Studio. Established in 1908, Tulsa's oldest restaurant. Ice Chili recipe has been passed down through 4 generations. We are the Blitz 1170. Start your day with the morning Blitz.
Closing moments here with Bob Stoops. I saw some comments you made last May that I think I agree with so much. I think so many do. About the NCAA and the lack of leadership there. But is there a way to fix what's out there right now, or is it going to require a complete revamp?
It's hard to say. I don't see it being fixed anytime too soon. I for the life of me, don't know what the NCAA does, if anything, other than put on a basketball tournament and this whole NIL and transfer anywhere you want, on and on. It's just, they haven't done a whole lot, that's for sure. And I don't know how they get their arms around it. And I don't know. I can see maybe the Power 5 breaking away and start their own conference somewhere. It sure seems like it's inevitable at some point.
The Morning Blitz with Rick Corey. Weekdays 6 to 9 a.m. on the Blitz 1170.
Help Heal Veterans helps veterans with PTSD and stress for military service and isolation during the coronavirus. For the next minute, let's take a minute to reduce stress together. We'll do the 4-7-8 breathing exercise. First, sit with your back straight. Second, place your tongue against the roof of your mouth behind your front teeth. Now, exhale through your mouth and around your tongue. If this seems off for you, shake your lips like you're whistling. Close your mouth and inhale through your nose for the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath for the count of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And exhale completely through your mouth. Make the whoosh sound and count to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do this cycle 3 more times. Learn more at healvet.org. This message is furnished by Help Heal Veterans.
Before I was adopted, I felt like nobody wanted me. I felt like my life was already over.
At a certain age, they don't want you. You're in trouble. Even if I wanted to be adopted, who would adopt a 17-year-old?
Inside, I knew, I'm not a troubled kid. I know what I'm in for, why I'm here.
My biggest fear was that I would age out and not know how to be sufficient on my own.
I had nightmares every single day in my birth mom's house. It was just really scary for me living there.
I was scared, I was lost, and I felt hopeless.
I felt like, don't I deserve to feel happy and loved?
I just wished I'd gotten adopted sooner.
Unfortunately, the number of children waiting to be adopted from foster care is on the rise. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is the only public nonprofit charity in the U.S. focused exclusively on foster care adoption. You can help. Go to DaveThomas.org www.promisefoundation.org to learn more.
Can a tree change a life? At Trees for the Future, we believe trees make all the difference in the fight against poverty, hunger, and climate change. Through a proven permaculture method called the Forest Garden Approach, Trees for the Future has positively impacted over 26,000 farmers and their children. Are you ready to leave a lasting impact on the world? Find out how to plant seeds of hope this season at trees.org/radio. That's trees.org/radio. Not all kids with crooked teeth can afford braces. Luckily, there's donated orthodontic services from the American Association of Orthodontists. Kids who qualify for the with a volunteer
one of the games of the year in the then I got some advice from Aaron Rodgers, is you're not good at power play. Because you pull the power play in depth, you try to pull the power play twice in depth by saying, I need to be involved in the offense more, as you were. And then it was, I need Pete Carroll and John Schneider fine, and they were. Now it's, I'm starting to run things, and then everyone gets fired, and now you're not. You're bad at power play. All right? If you were a television character, you would be like the worst guy on television. Right? You would say, I can't get anything right. I can't figure out, I don't know how to pull the right power play. You're bad at it, so stop doing it. Because you got to have that skill, right? To have a power play, to be able to pull it successful, you have to know your leverage, you have to know what you have over the well, know what you can get away with and what you can't. And he clearly doesn't, because all the power plays that he's trying to pull, that's not working. That's not working. But it's more involved. No, I want to try to fire it. No. All right, I want to say fire you, trade it. Hey, my office up there. Yeah, no, that's not going to work. Sorry, Sean Taylor was about to happen again. You're bad at power play. You're bad at so stop with that. Stop with that. Right, that's my one bit of advice is that Russell Wilson is right from this person. You know, he's 35 years old, and I don't know, does he have any idea who he really is? Because you can see Russell Wilson in the image of, hey, here's I already got this positivity, all these great things. This is the image I want you to have of me. And then there's the stories we get where there's the other Russell Wilson, who's conniving and power playing, and I got an office in my team's above my team's locker room. Just be real. So if you're a leader and people think, you know, you may rub people the wrong way, that's okay as long as that's who you are. Players will still follow you if you're a really good quarterback, man. They don't have to love you. They just have to respect your talent and who you are. You think Tom Brady, every one of his teammates loves playing with Tom Brady? No, Tom Brady was a leader. Tom Brady was someone who rubbed people the wrong way. But as long as you respect their talent, but be real. That's all you can say about some of the best you can do is be who you are. And I don't know Russell Wilson. I don't know who he is because I know the image he wants to put out there again. And then you get these other stories that are $6 to discount, and you go, okay, these other guys too. Now I get that no one is always one part of what they put out there, but I feel like it's really real. And if he was a bit of a jerk, okay, if he's a bit of a jerk, it's fine. Aaron Rodgers is a bit of a jerk. You know, it works for everybody. It's not everybody. A selfish athlete is really good because they are selfish. They are part of a jerk. They have a belief in themselves and they do things right. Part of what goes into being a great player is being short. But if you are, if you try to put this image out and then find out stuff behind closed doors, who's going to buy you? Who's going to do it? Who's going to want to be around you? Who's going to be, yeah, this is great. I really want to be hanging out with you because I don't know the kind of person you are. Just be real. Whatever that is, everything will work out fine. If you're a star quarterback, you'll get more players who like you. Even if they don't, even if they like you, you will get more players who will respect you and play for you, regardless of how much they like you or don't like you. But be real. That's the biggest piece of advice I can give. And that's it. There's a chasm and a wide berth between, you know, being liked and being respected. But I can respect sometimes I'm to work prepared every day. It's not crazy. You know, people are going to read that. You know, it's just true. It's your job and taking work and presence and you know, what you're bringing to the equation. And folks don't have to like your mentality. Terminology. Treat folks right at times if you're performing and you're a bit of a hard ass at work. You're great. You're doing funny times. That's not really like that. Hammer upside the head. Brady. And that's where the line sometimes, that line private persona, how much is real, how much is imagined, all of that when he was still in Seattle. And then as soon as it started to turn south to Denver, suddenly all of a sudden you have this giant thought/issue, one after another. Like, the same guy he always was. Just here he's in a situation where you got people that are learning how to do the job, and he took full advantage of it to ask for everything he wanted. I mean, it's so glorious by him. Unfortunately, if it alienates folks and you're not performing and you're playing terribly, making bad decisions, etc., you start losing that locker room fast. So you're starting from ground zero here. So you might as well go get a lot of paint and start going over the mural now. Twitter, and how about a press? The Mike is flowing over Jason Smith show with my best friend, Mike Harmon. And, you know, the other part of it is this. This is a pretty interesting thing that I really take away, is that if there's anything that would keep Aaron Rodgers to stay in Green Bay, right? I think about this. Russell Wilson, we're getting all these stories about him now since he's left Seattle. They don't have to protect him anymore. They don't have to, all the stories and things that upset them, the back and forth. And so these stories can get out. And because he's still playing, these stories continue to dog him and follow him around the league. And it's made, look, do you really think he had a happy season last year playing quarterback with the different stories about how he went to Seattle with all the struggles he had going on in Denver? Now he figure, okay, I'm done with that. And if you do in Denver, I got Sean Payton. Nope. Here comes the story about how you tried to get your coach GM fired. All of these things following him, right? That's a big deal. Aaron Rodgers has to sit there and say, when I leave Green Bay, is this what's going to happen to me? Because you know there's stuff that happens behind closed doors that Aaron Rodgers wouldn't want out, whether it's certain things he said, demands he made. Look, the guy's been there for 18 years now. He's been a starting quarterback there since 2008, 2009. So there's lots of stuff I'm sure that's going on. That the Packers front office and people affected by this are going, the second that guy gets traded, I'm calling my source and I'm saying, hey, you didn't get it from me, but this is what happened. And these stories are going to follow Aaron Rodgers to his new team. And whether he goes to the Jets or the Raiders or the Jets or someplace else or the Jets, whatever it is, he's going to get questions about this and this is going to follow him. He cares deeply about what people think about him. When he goes on Pat McAfee's show, when someone says something critical of him, he gets really mad. He won't address that person directly, but he'll get mad at that person through his appearance on Pat McAfee's show. So, yeah, does he want to go through that the next 2 years while he's trying to restart his career? You know, this is more time he had in Green Bay than Russell Wilson had in Seattle. I don't want this stuff getting out. I don't want someone to tell a story about X, Y, or Z on me. You know, lots of my life is an open book about it. Seeing the darkness street, what's going on behind closed doors? Here's a shocker right here. Russell Wilson trying to get my coach GM fired. What's happening with Aaron Rodgers? Is that going to be worth it to him? Or is he going to say, you know what, maybe I stay in Green Bay and try to make it work. I don't want this to follow me and ruin my image. Love the image he has. He loves what people think about him, how irreverent he is, how superstar he is. He doesn't want to keep it down with that. So maybe I stay in Green Bay another year and see if it works. Bring new players in, guys are restructuring their deals, and I can figure out a way to potentially win here. That's the one thing I can see him deciding to do that would keep him in the Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it a bunch. What's real, what's imagined in terms of what the local reporters again and others were putting out about what the Packers feel and their sentiments of, hey, we're done with Rodgers, blah, 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 versus Pelissero says, yeah, no, that's not true. They would certainly work through it as long as he's ready to come in and do some of the off-season, OTA drills and work with the young guys as they're now going into their second year, maybe with a little bit of a retooled O-line, et cetera, and recommit to being their guy, especially when you're paying him $50 to $60 million. The other part is obviously gradually on both sides, and Rodgers will progress with a bit of whether they need to dial it back. As for his image, the only thing that would be bad is he's had an office on the second floor of the Green Bay facilities all along, and they go up there and they find that everything has just been a very carefully crafted persona, and it's all on the whiteboards for everybody to read. What if he does have his own office and everybody has to go through a darkness room? Maybe the whole floor has to be a darkness room. Well, you know what? Maybe everybody comes out a little bit better and more in touch with themselves, their needs, and how they fit into this great sphere of influence and on my door trying to get out. I got bruises all over. I can't turn the lights on. You said something about, what was that, your knees? I kept banging my knees on the door. Enunciate properly. Banging my... Almost gotten in trouble with on the door. Banging my knees on the door. That's what I said. Man, I can't. It hurts.
Threw him a big fat one.
Stop shouting the one thing. On Twitter, and how about a Fresca, Mike and Forward Dome, Jason Smith Show with my best friend, Mike Harmon. We have more free basketball in LA. Kings and the Clippers go to double overtime, tied at 164. Let's go! The league book made 2 free throws to tie the game at 164 apiece with 20 seconds left to go. Paul George missed an 11-footer with 2 seconds left. Game goes to double overtime. Oh boy, this is fun. We'll have to roll on this game as well. You're not going to believe what one quarterback wants in free agency when it comes to a contract. That's next Friday. James, goodbye. Happy Friday. George, FireRack.com runs tires. 1979, to help people find the right tire for how, what, and where they ride. Their team of experts has knowledge and passion to assist every driver, and they're just a phone call or a click away. Website is packed with info, advice, and tools to make buying the right tires a fast, like the tire decision guide. Answer a few questions, and you'll get a personalized tire recommendation in 2 minutes or less. They sell only the best brands in the industry, like the high-performance Yokohama Advan tire, the all-season Abbott lineup, and the off-road capable Geolander light truck tire. Ratings, reviews, test results, and a national network of over 10,000 recommended installers. Free road hazard protection, fast free shipping with delivery in as little as 1 day. In many areas, they even offer mobile tire installation that comes to your home or office. Tire installation on your terms, game changer, I'm telling you. Go to TireRack.com/sports and see for yourself. That's TireRack.com/sports. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
The NFL season may be over, but our coverage doesn't take a break. The NFL offseason is when we get started. Your year-round NFL coverage is here. The new NFL season begins now on Fox Sports Radio.
Is your home's title still in your name? What would you do if you discovered you're the victim of a home title theft and that the one document that proves you own your home is no longer in your name? With Home Title Lock's free lookup service, you can verify your home is still safely in your name. Thieves can now discover the title to your home online. They simply forge your signature on a transfer document stating you sold your home to them. Then they take out loans on your home or sell it to some unsuspecting buyer. Homeowners insurance and common identity theft programs do not protect you. Home Title Lock does. Home Title Lock is a virtual shield around your home's title to help keep criminals away. First things first, verify your home title is still in your name with Home Title Lock's free lookup service. There's no obligation. It's absolutely free. Then register your address for 30 free days of protection. Visit HometitleLock.com/free. HometitleLock.com/free.
Everybody needs an edge. The other guy is working on his edge right now, whether you have one or not. Testosterone levels are at an all-time low historically, and individual T levels in men decline 1% every year with age. There's a new champion of natural testosterone boosters, and it's called CHOQ. CHOQ. 100% natural herbal extracts with game-changing effects on your energy, mood, and focus. CHOQ Daily's main ingredient has been clinically studied to boost testosterone 20% in 90 days. Supercharge your masculinity with higher T and a massive boost of energy by taking CHOQ's Male Vitality Stack every day. Take the 90-day CHOQ Challenge and reap the benefits of the reigning champion of natural men's health with CHOQ's Male Vitality Stack. For a very limited time only, CHOQ, CHOQ, is giving our listeners a 30% discount with promo code USA. That's CHOQ.com, code USA, for 30% off while supplies last.
Loan payment in Owasso, out of foreclosure in Tulsa, repossession in Manford, even a bankruptcy in Glenpool. Keystone Chevrolet in Sand Springs wants to approve you with fresh start credit on new Chevys and pre-owned vehicles. vehicles. Buy with zero down. Get competitive finance rates and payments you can afford. Whatever credit score you have, whatever credit mistake you've made, make it right. Make it approved credit. Just go to okfreshstart.com. okfreshstart.com or talk to a Fresh Start specialist now. Call 918-347-6222. Text 918-347-6222. Or come see us on Charles Tate Boulevard in Sand Springs. Easy applications online at okfreshstart.com. For fast, easy credit approval, go to okfreshstart.com. Subject to lender guidelines, terms, APR, and down payment may vary. See dealer for details.
This is Two Pros and a Cup of Joe. We're getting back into it.
We've got an Aaron Rodgers update.
Yes.
Aaron Rodgers has emerged from his darkness retreat.
How many more days of winter?
Well,
did he see his shadow?
Here's the problem from the owner of Sky Cave Retreat. Said that Rodgers left the dark room and the facility on Wednesday. So anybody who's ever walked out of a dark room for an extended period of time, it takes a little while for your eyes to get used to the light. You know, like, I mean, you've seen Shawshank.
Have you done that? Have you walked out of a dark room where it took you a while?
No, but I've seen Shawshank. Every time the warden opened up solitaire, he just looked inside Frank. Yeah, he saw Dufresne, and he looked like he was really just
yes, but you know exactly how he felt.
Of course.
Two Pros, LeVar Arrington, Brady Quinn, a Cup of Joe, Jonas Knox.
Mornings at 5 a.m. on the Blitz 1170.
What is dedication?
I am the father of a 9-year-old little girl and a 6-year-old little boy. And I find fatherhood both relentlessly challenging and relentlessly rewarding. My daughter is biological and my son is adopted. I love them both so much. From the morning when you wake up to putting them to bed at night and every moment in between, it really is so special. And boy, is it exhausting. One thing that I fear about being a parent is the future for my children. I think a parent's job is to protect our children, but also prepare them for the world so they become good, kind human beings. But I'm also hopeful that the future holds a more inclusive and compassionate world for them.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Have a blast with your family when you get to skate with the players at all Tulsa Oilers Sunday home games. Brought to you by the Blitz 1170. This is your chance to hit the ice and skate with the players after the game. Buy your tickets at TulsaOilers.com. Experience hard-hitting, glove-dropping, pulse-pounding, glass-rattling kind of thrill with Tulsa Oilers hockey. Then enjoy Family Fun Day on Sunday home games and then skate with the players after. Brought to you by the Tulsa Oilers and the Blitz 1170.
To find FS1 on your television, go to foxsports.com for details.
Fox Sports Radio, the Jason Smith Show with my best friend Mike Harmon. Oh, you did it. Pick up this one. I am really hoping for one more overtime because we could get to a 200-point game. Right now, the Kings and the Clippers, there are 36 seconds left in double overtime. Kings lead the Clippers 176 to 175. All right, here are the big numbers you need to know. De'Aaron Fox with 42 points and 12 assists for the Kings, right? Malik Monk, who hit a 3 with 2 seconds left to send the game to overtime, has 45 points in 40 minutes tonight for the Kings. For the Clippers, Kawhi's got 44. Paul George has 34, and in his first game, starting for the Clippers, he played 39 minutes. Russell Westbrook, 17 points, 14 assists, and 5 rebounds.
played out exactly how you thought with him, didn't it?
Yeah, right, exactly. Well, look, when I came out, and I'm watching the beginning part of the game, and I said, boy, the Clippers are playing at a pretty hyped-up pace. Maybe they're excited. Westbrook is here. I don't know why he's starting, but, hey, I can't argue with the offense for the Clippers in this game because they're shooting 61%, but they're also losing now by a point, right? They scored 175 points. They shot 61%. They're 59% from three-point range, and they could lose this game. I mean, crazy. That's insane. It's like an all-star game right here.
Look, I currently have 7 guys in double figures. They've only played 9.
Gordon has 8, Morris has 9. Yeah, how do you feel if in a game like this you have a bad game? Like you score 6 or 8 points. You got to feel pretty bad about that.
Well, I mean, right now, if you're Harrison Barnes, right, he's 1 of 6 from the field in his 40 minutes. 11 points, 6 boards, but, I mean, he's 1 of 6. Yeah, a little bit of operational efficiency, maybe he gets the job done.
I mean, this is craziness. 170, 5 seconds left now. Still 176, 175. Kings with the lead. Kawhi just missed a 17-footer. Aaron Fox's shot with 5 seconds left. You follow that up. Now the Clippers have the ball. 5 seconds left. The team is in a timeout. Following up one final play. How much do you hope that the Westbrook just take a shot? See right here. Just waves everybody off and take putters this time. Just wave everybody. I'm going to do it like Carlton on the Fresh Prince. I'm going to do it. Will has that massive game, and then Carlton from half court. No. Well, actually, Westbrook fouled out of the game a couple minutes ago. He had a foul. That was 6 fouls in the game, so he can't be Westbrook. But Kings again, 176, 175. 5 seconds left to go in double overtime. We'll have more on this. Coming up in a couple of minutes. But if you thought all the drama was Russell Wilson and trying to get people fired, well, how about this double shot of Derek Carr? One, reports have come out that he wants $35 billion. Okay, I believe that the guy out of contract that was between $30 and $40 million for each of the next 3 years, $35 million a year. Okay, I get that. And if I'm really desperate for a quarterback and I tell Derek Carr, how about $37 billion? Okay, I believe that part. Here's the part of the story I don't need to say. Jeff Marley said that 3 new teams are in the mix for Derek Carr. But they're mystery teams. We only have one area in Chicago now. We don't know who the teams are, which is where I tell you when I say I hate to say I told you so. Because there's no market for Derek Carr. At least not the market that Team Derek Carr is with Carr, brother, and everybody else. Thought was going to be there for him. So here's something. First of all, nobody needs to be a mystery team for Derek Carr. If you're in for Derek Carr, you need a quarterback, right? And the only time you're a mystery team is if you have a pretty established starter and there's a big-time superstar becoming available. Like, hey, Tom Brady could be available. Well, we want to be a mystery team because we have a pretty good quarterback and we've got to kick to the curb. And if we don't make this trade, we don't want to have ill feelings and have to repair our relationship. That's the only time there's mystery teams involved. Someone is such a high status is involved. But if you're going after Derek Carr, you got nobody, man. Come on. It's not like that. Thank you for going to that. I like Joe Burrow, but let's tell you what. No, it's not happening. So, I don't believe for a second there's more teams in on Derek Carr. What did I say from the beginning? Derek Carr is in-handed in free agency. He became a free agent 2 weeks before anybody else. This is your time to get a deal. This is your time to make people fall in love with you. And what have we heard from Derek Carr? He talked to the Saints when he potentially could have gotten traded there. He wanted more money. The Saints said, yeah, thanks, we're not doing it. Okay, he's become a free agent. He should be on his 4th or 15th he's talking to right now. Instead, it was just the Jets. The Jets brought him in, had a great weekend. The Jets signed him. That's all we can tell they did. I don't know what Derek Carr is waiting for. I don't know. Does he think the market's going to shove him at some point? It's not. He's running unopposed right now. What's going to happen when the beginning of March shows up and Lamar Jackson's going to be dangled out there for a trade, and Tannehill is available, and Garoppolo's available, and all these other ones? It's not going to get better for Derek Carr. Teams are looking at him right now going, yeah, $35 million a year, okay, but that much better than Jimmy Garoppolo, who I can get for a lot cheaper for maybe less years. Yeah, because that's part of it. It's not just about the best quarterback. It's what can they fit in? Because if you can get Garoppolo for $20 million a year, boy, that gives them another $15, $18 million to figure out some other positions on the team. I really want to do that. So yeah, it's not something going to be, yeah, we got all this money for you, Derek Carr. I don't get what he's doing. I don't get the whole, oh, I'm taking a long time to decide. The only reason that's going on is because there's not interest in him. It's lukewarm at best. So now he's got to push the narrative of, hey, I'm holding out. I'm holding out on my free agency, and there's mystery teams involved. They're just trying to drum up more interest in Derek Carr when it's not there. Because anybody else, if Aaron Rodgers is a free agent, he'd have been on his 7th team by now. He'd be talking to everybody. Somebody else, if it's somebody you want, teams will have gone nuts scheduling interviews and scheduling time at the facility. Make sure you get on that plane and get here. We don't want to hear that you're staying because you want to sign a contract. We want to get you into our building right now and show you our culture and show you what we're all about. There's been none of that with Derek Carr. There's been absolutely nothing. What does that tell you about what the team thinks about Derek Carr? So now here they are, trying to drum up interest on Derek Carr by saying, oh, we got 3 mystery teams. Not 1 mystery team. Not just 3 mystery teams. Just 1 mystery team, okay. 3 teams, and they all don't want to be identified. They all, for some reason, we don't know their identity. Come on, man. I mean, really? Come on. I'm not going to believe that for a second. 3 teams don't want to be identified.
Makes for fun theoretically, all right? Anonymous source. Okay, cool. 3 teams, huh? Hey, David, how much? Can I just add a 4th? I mean, is this David Carr calling all his guys? You wouldn't believe this. So many teams going after.
Why stop at 3? But make it 7. Make it 8. Why stop at 3? Why 3 teams?
Half the league is coming.
But the reality is when we go through, right, we can order them up. And we've talked about this a bunch, you and I. The 3 guys that you'd like most all have strings attached, whether it's Fields, whether it's Rodgers, whether it's Lamar Jackson. When you start getting into the free and clear, we can bring a guy in. Jimmy Garoppolo, injured. Ryan Tannehill, do you love him, do you not? Baker Mayfield, Mike White. It starts to go down pretty fast, right? Jacoby Brissett in there somewhere. You decide where he slots. And then you got Derek Carr, who, by his own estimation, I'm sure, and I think you and I sitting here, we could be reasonable about it and say, yeah, he might be the best. So what's that margin? And what's the differential if we put it in the algorithm to decide about the dollars and cents? Look, I don't blame the guy for asking for whatever he wants. Never get into the man's pocket. But you're also trying to do a little bit of advisement service here of you got opportunities potentially here. And now, Uber Seifert the other day had the report, and he was talking about that Derek Carr might not be enthralled in going to the Jets because they still love them with Zach Wilson. So he may not be anything but a mentor/placeholder. And you're not going to break the bank for a guy who's just coming in as mentor/placeholder if you still believe that Zach and his mom have a long tenure with the Jets. So 3 mystery teams? I mean, that's great. I mean, that's about as good as it gets right there. You couldn't have just said, you know what, he's talked to at least 1 other team. You know, just say, one other team. And then everybody can start speculating. Is it Atlanta? Is it Carolina? Is it, like, 3 teams? Like, you say it like that. Like, nobody believes you anymore.
I'll tell you. I mean, there's certain things you can ask me to believe where I say, okay, I'll go with that. But just the fact that it was 3 teams. I mean, think about we all don't want to be identified. Yeah,
I mean, we're all in for suspension of disbelief. I mean, we love MODOK, all of those things. It's great. But telling me there's at least 3 other teams interested in it, really, in a day of transparency where every team is going, we've talked to everybody we possibly can about every job down to our latest water boy.
that they're not going to say, hey, we're going to have it. We're talking to Derek Carr. What do you think, fans? That's your feedback. No. Come on, man. You be better than that.
I'm telling you, man, it's just, I really, the whole Derek Carr thing, he's completely mismanaging this. If he doesn't sign by the beginning of free agency, look out. He's going to wind up taking whatever's left. Because other teams are going to say, yeah, we like you, but yeah, you want a little bit too much money, and there's other opportunities out there. Watch what happens. I know that whoever is the worst guy, whoever's the worst fit, that's who the Jets are going to get. I don't know who the worst fit is. We haven't hit free agency yet. We don't know but whoever the worst fit is, that's who the Jets are going to get.
Is one of the evaluation criterion the ability to put up motivational speeches? If I were to give you a room to decorate and said, give me 5 of the greatest inspirational quotes, sports or not, that you've ever had in your life, please. And that's part of the interview process. There you go. We got a whole TV show that we can work that with.
Twitter, and how about a Fresca mic is flowing down? Derek Carr should have taken my advice. I told you, and now look where you are. You're going to sit there and go, hey, Raiders, you didn't get anybody. Well, what do you think? We get back together for a year, huh? I know you guys didn't have a plan, but come on, man, we can do it. I still love being a Raider. I still love it.
Say that they don't really have a plan.
But it is now finally over at the Crypt. We have a final. There have been a lot of points in this game with all the details on it right now. Special delivery, Steve DeSager. SD.
Yeah, Crypt as in death. That's where the Clippers play. Oh, my goodness. We saw one of the craziest games in the history of the NBA's regular season. Clips were down 1 late in double overtime against Sacramento.
But 2 for 3.
You're seated for the score. Sacramento 176 to 175 in double overtime over the Clippers. This was nearly the highest scoring NBA game ever. It was for sure the only NBA game ever to go to overtime tied at 150 or more. Still the overall record from 40 years ago. Detroit won a triple overtime game against Denver, 186 to 184. So the Clippers tonight at home shot 60% from the floor, scored 175 points, and did not win the game. From three-point range, they were almost 60% shooting. It was 26 threes, 26 of 45 from long distance, and missed the last one when Kawhi Leonard didn't get a shot on the final possession. He had missed with about 20-30 seconds to go. Kawhi Leonard finished with 44 points in defeat, Paul George with 34, and Russell Westbrook, who started in his Clippers debut, 17 points, 14 assists, but 7 turnovers. Clippers with 25 turnovers in this home loss. Meanwhile, Sacramento had a guy who got 41 minutes off the bench. Malik Monk had 45 points in this one. In fact, the Clippers led by 11 with under 3 minutes left in regulation. 11, I said out loud. And Malik Monk of the Kings hit the tying three-pointer with a second left in the fourth quarter.
Malik Monk had 86 points in 41 minutes.
It just felt like it. 45. So it's not quite, the record off the bench that Jamal Crawford had a 50-point game was off the bench. But De'Aaron Fox with 42 points and 12 assists. This is an important game for the standings as well, and Sacramento wins in double overtime against the Clippers. Sacramento and the Clippers each top 5 in the Western Conference standings. What a crazy, crazy game. Of course, you knew it when, as we followed the score throughout the show, the Clippers' halftime lead was 80 to 76. Meanwhile, there's the Chicago Bulls. They led at halftime against the Nets 63 to 29. Bulls end a 6-game losing streak, beating Brooklyn 131 to 87. And the Knicks' Julius Randle scored 46 points in 36 minutes on the court. Knicks got a victory in Washington, 115-109. Atlanta's Trae Young with 34 points in a win over Cleveland, 136-119. The Hawks are nearing a deal with Quinn Snyder to be their new head coach, according to The Athletic. The good news in Milwaukee, Giannis Antetokounmpo started after the sprained wrist, but then left early with a knee injury. Bucks did win their 13th straight game, beating up Miami 128-99. Kevin Love started in his Miami debut, no points, 8 rebounds. Charlotte and Phoenix with wins, and Golden State's Klay Thompson at 42 points in a victory over Houston, 116-101. The Rockets have lost 8 straight. Thompson from three-point range, 12 of 17. So his 42 are the most in NBA history by a player who didn't make a single two-point basket in the game. Lakers guard D'Angelo Russell doubtful for Sunday against Dallas with a sprained ankle. College hoops, Xavier won easily at Seton Hall. Ole Miss fired Coach Kermit Davis, and by request, our former anchor here at FSR was again on the call on FS1 for a game at Fresno State tonight.
Woken up with an 8-2 run for Fresno State. They're on the verge of getting blown out. Campbell on the steal.
And a slam dunk there. However, Nevada, coached by Steve Alford, winds up with a narrow win at Fresno State.
Impressive performance as Williams with a final buzzer challenge. He gets a little bit of love tap from Auphonix. As this ball game is all over, Nevada, a gutsy win on the road here tonight for the sixth time this season. 22 wins overall. They improved their record to 22-7, and they beat Fresno State 60-56.
All right, our former colleague David Gascon with yet another Mountain West game on FS1. And a reminder...
Wasn't Derek Carr is analyst on that? Fresno State, him and Carr.
Yeah, maybe David Carr was doing that.
Okay, all right.
Most ball clubs do start their exhibition schedule tomorrow. A reminder, back to you.
Thanks a bunch, Steve. The Jason Smith Show with my best friend, Mike Harmon. Oh, my goodness. Coming up next, the play of the night as we break down the game of the year in the NBA. I don't know if anybody could take any more games than this. We talk about that next right here. Jason and Mike.
Just got ejected.
Look who's reporting for duty. Baseball. Your favorite ball players are back on the diamond. And this MLB season looks to be the best yet. Baseball. For all the latest diamond news.
Jacob deGrom held out today.
Keep it right here on Fox Sports Radio.
Hey, it's Jason Smith. Time for new tires? Trust the experts at TireRack.com. They've been crushing it for over 40 years. Go to TireRack.com/sports. Tell them what you drive. Try their easy-to-use tire decision guide. They'll show you the right tires for how, what, and where you drive. They've got the full line of Kubo tires. Test results, tire ratings, and consumer reviews. Fast free shipping and free road hazard protection. TireRack.com. The way tire buying should be.
Like any good agent, we're here for the open house, for the closing, for handing over keys. But because we're realtors, we're here for so much more. Agents who are realtors volunteer at nearly 3 times the national average. We're working to broaden access to credit, increase affordable housing supply, and ensure fair housing for all. And realtors are bound by a code of ethics. We're here for it all. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education. Encourage your students to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic sports in Oklahoma. This message presented by the OSSAA and the Oklahoma Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. News on 6 anchor Craig Day.
Craig is an award-winning journalist who works hard to keep you safe and informed every day.
And all of a sudden we'll get a big gun.
He's a father, his wife's a teacher, and his family stays really busy. Here we go. He's a passionate sports fan, and he loves the outdoors.
Craig is a 6th-generation Oklahoman with the resources of the only locally owned station.
To do the best job for you.
Watch Craig Day weeknights at 5, 6, and 10. Only on Oklahoma's own News on 6.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
Patrick Beverly running his mouth. His goal is to knock the Lakers out of the playoffs. It's refreshing. I'm tired of all these players that, they want their boys and they friends and they don't want to hurt each other's feelings. It's all love. You're going to be fine off the court. Do you think Michael Jordan had the Knicks of Patrick Ewing, had a team led by Charles Barkley? I guess the Sixers at that point. Do you think Michael Jordan, if he had a chance to knock them out of the playoffs, late in the regular season, you think he would have wanted to do it, or he would have been like, nah, Patrick's my man. I want him to make the playoffs. No, he's trying to knock them out. Thank you.
This is The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
7 to 9 p.m. on the Blitz 1170.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. I came out in the 11th grade. Nobody was embracing you. Kids were cruel. It was very difficult to be gay. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma. The hard part was determining that I was going to do it, but I definitely didn't do it alone.
At age 30, with the help of her mentor, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
I have a mentor, Maria.
By the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Help Heal Veterans helps veterans with PTSD and stress for military service and isolation during the coronavirus. For the next minute, let's take a minute to relieve stress together. We'll do the 4-7-8 breathing exercise. First, open your back straight. Second, place your tongue against the roof of your mouth behind your front teeth. Now, exhale through your mouth and around your tongue. If this seems awkward, shake your lips like you're whistling. Close your mouth and inhale through your nose for the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath for the count of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And exhale completely through your mouth. Make the whoosh sound and count to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do this cycle 3 more times. Learn more at healvet.org. This message is furnished by Help Heal Veterans.
This is the all-new Blitz 1170. The nation. You have to back it up. Well, my friends, we do. Check these names. Dan Patrick, Colin Coward, LeVar Arrington, Brady Quinn, Jonas Knox, Doug Gottlieb, Spectacular, Cavino and Rich, Chris Broussard, Rob Parker, Matt Mallard, Jason Smith, and Mike Harmon. Is that premier enough? Listen to all those names right here on Fox Sports Radio. The most fearless voice in sports is on FS1. The one and only Colin Coward is bold, unique, and outspoken. Wow, you can see him on the herd. Weekdays at noon Eastern on FS1 in the Fox Sports app.
Fox Sports Radio, the Jason Smith Show with my best friend Mike Harmon. Hello. Live from the TireRack.com studios. Time now for the play of the night, brought to you by Progressive. Progressive making things even easier. They'll help you bundle your home and car insurance together so you can save on both. Learn more at Progressive.com or call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. Well, the play of the night comes to us from the game of the year in the NBA. Second highest scoring game in NBA history. Famous game here for the Nuggets, 186-184 back in 1983. 176-175. The Kings in double OT outlast the Clippers, and here's how it is. Takes it out to the field, launches for three, steals simple, rebound loose. He is Travis Khalifa has it. It's Sacramento from 14 down late in regulation. It's come back in double overtime to win one of the most memorable games in their 38-year history at Sacramento. 176-175 is the final score. Kings Radio Network on the call. Just an absolute thriller of a game. I wish the Clippers had a better play for the end of the game. It looks like we're going to inside it to Kawhi now, one-on-one. I don't have it back out if the team takes a really bad lead. Like, will they just fire? Hey, listen, we're going home. We're going to make this. We're going to go home. I really wanted them to have a better play. It's like going for 2 at the end of the game. Yeah, but listen, we're done. We're just ready to go home. Now, the Clippers part is a lot of things to take care of. Issues with rapid fire stuff. This is probably the best performance we've seen from Kawhi Leonard in quite some time. And if this is the kind of Kawhi Leonard we're going to get the rest of the way, then yes, I'm in with everybody that says watch out for the Clippers rivalry what's to come. But we've got to see it a little bit more. How gassed is he by playing all these minutes tonight? But if it's the guy, you'll be this guy. I'm on board. Yeah, then the giant hit. Let's see, they've now played 60 games. We got 20 remaining. How many of those 20 of these guys playing again? What's your over on? But
Russell Westbrook. He's looking to score 175 points in his debut, starting for them. Hey, okay, this team is a little bit deeper than the Lakers, and I think that's another reason why I like the Westbrook situation a little bit more, is that he's not coming in where he's got to be the guy. He's not even one of the top two. It's okay, just be, one guy that's contributing. We don't need to worry about the pressure being on you because we're much deeper. We have guys like you that can score a lot of points off the bench. We're a pretty deep roster. We can go 8, 9 deep pretty good. It's why we've been able to win as many games as the last couple of years. So suddenly Russell Westbrook on a deeper team than the Lakers, like really thin, he can fit in and they can still play well. Well, one reason why I like this little.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting final 20 games here in the Western Conference. We had the other game of the night that was alongside a lot of high-scoring games along the way. You saw a pretty good effort from the Phoenix Suns, the other team everybody's saying is edge 2. The Bulls actually won a game. Jordan Hicks with a victory. The Hawks score 136 points in their first game since unceremoniously dumping Nate McMillan. So there's a lot. The Bucks score 128 points as well at the Heat, but Giannis has a knee injury. Did he not play because it was a blowout, or is there more there? We'll have to keep an eye out.
The other two things this game from the Kings side of it is, oh boy, Malik Monk, just the latest former Laker, to disappoint and go somewhere and say, hey, he's pretty good. Like the shot taker LeBron needed. Malik Monk makes 45 points in 40 minutes off the bench. It's just we have a litany of guys that disappoint with the Lakers and go someplace else. It's amazing. And what we talked about a month ago, Mike, is still true right now. Kings now, 9 games over 500. There is one choice for NBA Coach of the Year, and that's Mike Brown. That's it. He is runaway. Right? He's a runaway pick, without a doubt.
Yeah, it's fantastic effort. 2 guys over 40 points. All of your starters in double figures tonight, pulling all the strings. Again, not a textbook, hey, I'm going to put this one up in the news in terms of a masterpiece, but outwit, outlast, outplay. Here we go. So there it is, game of the year in the NBA, 176, 175. Coming up next, a guy who had the under on this game. It's Bernie Fratto. This is my Sports Radio. Oh, yeah.
Lowe's always has more ways for you to save. On top of our everyday low prices, pros can save big when buying in bulk. Or if your purchase is over $1,500, ask about our volume savings program. A pro associate can provide a customized quote. Ask about our volume savings program today. It always pays to be a pro at Lowe's. While supplies last, minimum purchase required. Select varies by location. Lowe's reserves the right to limit quantity. Volume discount pricing quotes are valid up to 7 days. Visit your local pro desk to learn more and start saving. Offers subject to change may not be available in all Lowe's stores.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage. You know, changing your oil with a full synthetic oil like Castrol Edge can help your engine get more miles. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP extended life oil filter for only $38.99. Get started on your next job today with the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
This is the Blitz 1170 Ike's Chili House Studios. Established in 1908, Tulsa's oldest restaurant, Ike's Chili recipe has been passed down through 4 generations. We are the Blitz 1170.
For nearly 30 years, One Health Insurance Provider has truly had the community's best interests at heart. Community Care is a unique partnership between 2 of the state's premier health systems, Ascension St. John and St. Francis Health System. And together, we are dedicated to serving Oklahoma. As the state's largest locally owned health insurance company, Community Care offers plans to keep you and your family healthy and save you money. If you're turning 65 soon or thinking about retiring, Senior Health Plan from Community Care offers a choice of plans with additional benefits not covered by Medicare, plus much more. All for low or no monthly premium. And now, all Community Care health insurance plans have in-network access to St. Francis, Ascension St. John, and Hillcrest. At Community Care, we are committed to serving our members in this community like no other health plan can or does. Visit CCOK.com to learn more.
Community Care, your health plan with us.
Jackson turned down a 5-year, $250 million contract back in September, and that included, if you believe the story bouncing around, $133 million guaranteed. But he wants pervert money. He wants that Deshaun Watson contract. He wants that $230 million guarantee, which the Cleveland Dum-Dums gave Deshaun Watson. Are Lamar Jackson's contract demands unrealistic or pragmatic? If you would play the odds on this, if you gave me $1,000 of funny money and said, what do you think's going to happen? I would say Lamar Jackson gets tagged, he goes bonkers and gets upset, and the Ravens say, okay, no mas, and then he ends up on the history team.
Van Maller, 1 to 5 a.m. on the Blitz 1170.
Before I was adopted, I felt like nobody wanted me. I felt like my life was already over.
At a certain age, they don't want you. Your troubles and stuff. Even if I wanted to be adopted, who would adopt a 17-year-old?
Inside, I knew, like, I'm not a troubled kid. I know what I'm in for, why I'm here.
My biggest fear was that I would age out and not know how to be sufficient on my own.
I had nightmares every single day at my birth mom's house. It was just really scary for me living there.
I was scared, I was lost, and I felt hopeless.
I felt like, don't I deserve to feel happy and loved?
I just wished I'd gotten adopted sooner.
Unfortunately, the number of children waiting to be adopted from foster care is on the rise. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is the only public nonprofit charity in the U.S. focused exclusively on foster care adoption. You can help. Go to davethomasfoundation.org to learn more.
A message from the National Police Association. It used to be that any able-bodied person would offer to assist a police officer in danger. Now, passers-by are more likely to take a video. There's a better use for your phone when an officer's in trouble. Call 911. Tell the operator where you are and what you see. Then, start your video to provide evidence later. To learn more about how you can assist law enforcement, visit nationalpolice.org. That's nationalpolice.org.
The Department of Veterans Affairs is so innovative, it not only improves the lives of veterans, it transforms the lives of healthcare professionals who serve them with access to the latest technologies and remarkable benefits. Transform your future at vacareers.va.gov.
Broadcasting from the Blitz 1170 Ike Chili House Studios, KTSB, Tulsa, KHTT, HD2, Muskogee, a Griffin media station.
And here's what you need to know.
We have the second highest scoring game in
All right, so that should do it for this evening for the WDFB DX test on 1170 out of Junction City, Kentucky. I want to thank Cindy and the entire crew at WDFB for hosting this test for us and providing this opportunity for people to hear their station, but also for jumping into the chat this evening for the whole test. Was in there interacting with the DXers in there, so really awesome to see. And Cindy, you're welcome back here anytime, whether you guys are testing or not. You come on and join us. We'd love to have you join us for some live DX. We do our live streams every Friday night at 6:45 Central Time, 6:45 Central. That's 0045 UTC. And in the Eastern Time Zone, that's what, 7:45? I had to think about it for a second. All right, thanks, everyone. That's our second stream for the day over. We appreciate you all stopping by and being part of the fun. And hopefully you heard WDFB wherever you are this evening. Take care, my friends. We'll see you again this coming Friday night on DX Central Live. Take care. Have a great weekend. Good. Best of DX.
This is DX Central Live.